The Tom Daniel Show. Keep listening, keep learning. The Tom Daniel Show.
You're listening to The Tom Daniel Show, and I'm your host, Tom Daniel. Did you know that the official state beverage of Alabama is whiskey? Big deal, you're thinking. Certainly, the state beverage of California is probably wine. The state beverage of Kentucky must be bourbon. And the state beverage of Tennessee's got to be Jack Daniels, and the state beverage of Wisconsin's probably beer, right? Well, wrong, and wrong. First of all, California doesn't even have an official state beverage. And Kentucky, Tennessee, and Wisconsin have all chosen milk as their official state beverage. In fact, of the 28 states that have selected an official state beverage, 21 of them chose milk. Now, the 7 states that did not choose milk are as follows. Florida chose orange juice. Well, duh. Indiana chose water? Seriously? Water? Maine chose Moxie, which is a regional soft drink. Massachusetts chose cranberry juice. Some obvious urinary tract issues going on up there. New Hampshire chose apple cider. Duh again. Ohio chose tomato juice. Well, maybe they were going to go for a Bloody Mary and just chickened out at the last minute. And then good old Alabama chose whiskey. That's right. The only state to choose an alcoholic beverage as the official state drink was Alabama. And they chose whiskey. You'd think if Alabama was going to lean towards fermentation, they'd go with something light, like maybe muscadine wine. No, they went whole hog with whiskey, as in Josie Wales stumbled into the saloon, squinted at the bartender and growled, "Whiskey." Yeah, that whiskey. So you know there's got to be a good story in there somewhere. As it turns out, there is. According to the Alabama Department of Archives and History, a particular brand of tippling whiskey produced near Union Springs, Alabama, called Connecticut Ridge Alabama Fine Whiskey, was officially adopted as the state's beverage in the 2004 legislative session. Now, the act was vetoed by Governor Bob Riley, but the state legislature overrode the veto easily, and, why wouldn't they? Who cares that the whiskey in question was originally produced in Alabama as illegal moonshine in the 1940s, or that the product's creator, a man named Clyde May, was a notorious bootlegger and convicted felon, or that his heir apparent, his son Kenny May, was arrested and convicted of selling liquor in a dry county without a license, which is basically bootlegging. I mean, why not? By the way, I wasn't sure what tippling whiskey meant, so I looked it up, and it basically means any whiskey used to get drunk. Well, as opposed to what? Whiskey used for an air freshener? You know what? I bet there are videos on TikTok right now advising people to put whiskey in a spray bottle and use it to clean the hamster's cage. You're listening to The Tom Daniel Show. We'll be right back.
What are you waiting for? The Tom Daniel Show. What are you waiting for? The Tom Daniel Show. What are you waiting for? The Tom Daniel Show.
Welcome back to The Tom Daniel Show, and give it up for my band, Mary Mac. That was an amazing version of our show's theme song, this time in a bluegrass style. Mary Mac is the world's most perfect band. Anyway, I was talking about the official state beverage of Alabama and its connection to some famous moonshine produced by a notorious bootlegger named Clyde May. Now, Clyde May was a local legend in Bullitt County, Alabama, producing some of the purest quality corn liquor that federal agents had ever seen. Now, although Clyde called it branch farming, The government disagreed and called it moonshining and bootlegging. Every year, Clyde would take a portion of the corn liquor he created and seal it into charred barrels along with some dried apples and cinnamon. He let those barrels cook in the hot Alabama sunshine for a year, and then he would give away the resulting apple pie whiskey as Christmas gifts. Clyde was eventually arrested by the dreaded revenuers and sentenced to 18 months in a federal facility in 1973. And when he died in 1990, his son Kenny took over the business and made it legitimate. Kenny May worked out a contract with a Kentucky bourbon company to oversee the distillation of his product while still using his father's precise original apple pie recipe. They called it Connecticut Ridge whiskey, and it was legally distributed throughout Alabama. The product's success and local flavor caused the state legislature to start the process toward naming Clyde and Kenny May's whiskey as the official beverage of Alabama. By the way, there is an official Alabama state nut, that's the pecan. State fruit is blackberry. The state butterfly is the monarch. The state flower is the camellia. And the state bird is the yellowhammer. And Clyde May's whiskey was adopted as the official state beverage in 2004. Now, after Governor Riley's veto, both houses of the legislature quickly rose up to override the veto. Due to the product being made from Alabama ingredients and produced in Alabama by its own people, the joint resolution passed immediately. Now, there was a slight hiccup when Kenny May was arrested by state agents and charged with a couple of misdemeanor liquor law violations, and the State House of Representatives reacted by trying to repeal the state beverage resolution. However, the state Senate stood firmly behind Kenny May, or at least they kind of stood off to the side and looked away in indecision. And the resulting no action taken means that it is still the official beverage of Alabama. Now, Kenny May is no longer associated with the company, as Connecticut Ridge whiskey was purchased and repurchased a few times. As it stands today, Alabama's state beverage is now being distributed locally, nationally, and abroad for legal consumption. A brand new facility called Connecticut Ridge Distillery will soon open in Troy, Alabama, featuring a bottling plant, a restaurant, tasting rooms, a retail shop, and a barrel house for aging whiskey. Now, fittingly, it's going to be located about 20 miles from where Clyde May originally started making moonshine back in the 40s. By the way, whatever happened to Clyde May's original high-quality moonshine recipe? Well, it's back, sort of. In July 2013, a different company in Union Springs, Alabama, called High Ridge Spirits, became a legal distillery using the same high-quality spring water and procedures as Clyde May. With state and federal licenses in hand, High Ridge Spirits began producing a 100-proof rye malt mash called Stills Crossroads Alabama Shine, and it's now available in bars and liquor stores throughout Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. So pour yourself a tumbler of whiskey on the rocks, or straight up if you're Josie Wales, and tell everybody it's your patriotic duty to drink Alabama whiskey. Thank you, everybody. This has been the Tom Daniels Show. Keep listening. Keep learning.
Keep listening, keep learning. The Tom Daniels Show. Keep listening, keep learning. The Tom Daniels Show. Take a break from your usual routine and tune in to the Tom Daniels Show. You'll discover the world of melodies and stories that you might not know. Keep listening, keep learning. The Tom Daniels Show. Keep listening, The Tom